when I go thrifting or flea marketing, I am looking for things that I know are going to fit my aesthetic. I search for those things that are not weird and not unusual. Debbie invited me to this challenge to find something weird at a thrift store. I have to make over these items and still keep them quirky, but fit into my own aesthetic.
The heck are you gonna do with it? Cozy.
I hope I'm up for the challenge. Look at this. Look. Ew. Once I got this thing opened, I gave it a good scrubbing. Now you'll have to wait to see what I do with it. When we go picking, we are looking for things for our shop or for our home, things that fit our aesthetic. Was getting organized out in the van for our day at Madison Beltville, and we already have our first find of the day, which I don't even remember where we bought this, but it was packed away in your storage thing. Where did we get this? Oh, but it's awesome. It's a wood clock face. That's cool. The essentials for flea market shopping or antique show shopping.
A wagon.
A good wagon, lightweight.
Water.
Extra lightweight bags, bungee cords, water.
Good shoes.
Shoes. Lots of cash.
Lots.
I have an idea to turn this piece into a little snack tray. So first we have to get it flattened out and used a heat gun to do that. That's perfect. It flattened right out. Now I'm going to have JR remove this mirror, and then we'll work at getting this beautiful queen out of here. Just like that. Okay, so you're gonna cut a circle to fit in there that I can decoupage. All right, and out she comes. Lovely. You gonna do it?
Yes, Captain.
Thank you. Okay, we're gonna see if we can turn this quirky, weird frame into a little snack tray. He cut a piece of 1/4 inch plywood that will fit right into the base. A little 1/4 inch piece to fit in here. The bottom of this part is not level with the bottom of this part, so he made a piece that we're going to glue on the bottom, and then it will sit level. I'm going to start by giving this a coat of Debbie's DIY White Swan. This clay-based paint is going to stick to any surface. And I've decided that I want to use the Delft Noir Inlay from IOD because it kind of fits my vibe. There's 8 pages of designs, so I chose 2 that would fit that oval and my main tray area, cut them out and set them aside while I go ahead and while I apply a first coat to the rest of the tray. We've found over the years that what has made us the most successful in our business is to choose the things that we love, because how could I resist pink fence? When you're excited about what you are selling, you're creating your own aesthetic, your own personal style for your shop, for your booth, and that will bring your people. We are L&J Goods. We are not the shop down the street. We're not Jamie Ray Vintage. We are not Debbie's DIY. Well, maybe a little bit of Debbie. All right, so we've got to work out ship in a bottle kind of thing here. This is the base, and then I want to put a double-sided cat decoupage in the globe. We got to figure out how to get the cat in the globe and make sure that he adheres to the base after we get him in the globe, right?
Mm-hmm. It's an experiment. We'll just have to go over to the wood shop.
Okay.
And once you get it into the block of wood, it will straighten out.
Oh, that's right, because we're going to put a slot in the wood. So if this is the wood, it would fit the base here, and then we would cut a slot through there. Okay, hold it in place up here. Put a slotted piece with glue, so this is glued right in, and then that would go right. Okay, gotcha. All right. Sure, let's do it.
It's day 2, and we're up and at 'em and ready to hit the tent.
And here's another thing you've got to buy right. You have to try to find those pieces that are priced right and that you can then sell for a profit. Because JR is very handy, we often find pieces that he can redo as long as he doesn't have to put a lot of time into them. These are the things that are often overlooked by other people because they do need fixing. But with a vision, with a little bit of effort, and our combined skills, we're able to turn so many neglected things into pieces that become beautiful and usable once again. After my first coat of Debi's DIY has dried, I'm going to get ready to apply the inlay. IOD paint inlays are paint pigments that are dry and on a carrier sheet that you apply into a wet medium. I love using them in Debi's DIY clay-based chalk paint because they transfer so beautifully. So after I mist the back of the inlay sheet, press it into the wet paint, and then smooth it out with a damp cloth or a brayer. Allow the paint and the inlay sheet to dry completely. At this point, I went ahead and applied a second coat to my tray. The inlay sheet and paint have dried completely, and now it's time to remove them. Dampen the outside of the inlay sheet with a slight mist of water or a damp cloth, and then pull the sheet back, and those paint pigments are embedded right in the paint. I let this dry completely and then give one quick coat of Debi's DIY Big Top over the inlay to seal the inlay and prevent it from smudging. Then I will go ahead and do some wet distressing. Debi's DIY paint can be reactivated with water for several weeks until the paint has completely cured or you have applied a sealer. It's a great option for revealing those layers underneath when sanding isn't an option.
I forgot. What are we going for?
A day away from the cottage.
No, what are we picking up? Oh, a chaise.
Yeah.
And an old doll house.
People often ask us where we get our stuff, and I'll tell you a lot of times it's just maybe we'll be going to pick up an item and then the seller says, hey, I have all of these items too, which is nice because we get some bonus stuff and they get to get rid of some extra stuff.
Oh, they're like they're the leather top ones, but those are great for makeovers. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're good. Good stuff. Hi.
Hi.
This is where the magic happens.
Well, JR did all the math and all the calculating, and he figured out how to get my cat in the globe and attach it to the base. I just love the way his brain works. In just a minute, you'll see how this all comes together.
JR, you
Like so.
are a genius. Are a genius.
Not quite.
Now it's time to prepare my cat decoupage. I have used 2 of my decoupage papers. I'm going to cut out 3 layers of a heavy cardboard, which I've painted white. I'll decoupage 1 image on a single sheet of cardboard. And when it's dry, I cut that out. For the decoupage, I will use Debi's DIY liquid patina. I traced another sheet of that cardboard. This piece will be sandwiched between the two cat images front and back. Once this decoupaged layer is dry, I'll cut that out, glue that in place, and then I will touch up all of the edges with black paint. And I'm also going to paint the base with Debi's DIY black velvet. Now let everything dry. My snack tray is ready to reassemble with some glue.
My whole world has changed, baby, since you.
And I'm going to give the entire piece a coat of Debi's DIY Big Top to seal. I've got the cat put inside the globe. Do you need a hand?
Yeah, I do. Where's the other hand?
My whole world is tainted by the color.
And just like we planned, I glued that cat into the slot that was in the wood base. Then I'm going to throw in some pretty shimmery mica flakes.
I said, take.
Then glue the glass globe to the wood base.
Oh, the sound of your heartbeat.
I decided to dry brush some Debi's DIY Pennies from Heaven patina over the stand.
When you kiss me, oh so sweet, you're the one. Say you're the one.
I have to admit, this really was a challenge to try to figure out how I was going to use these particular thrifted items that were weird and quirky in my home decor. Since I'm used to choosing the things for my home that fit my own aesthetic. But you know what? I did it. And the pieces that I did are a little bit quirky still, and they kind of fit my personality and our cottage home. They turned out to be real conversation pieces. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us here today at L&J Goods. We have put a playlist link in the description box below so that you can see what Debi's other favorite YouTubers have done with their quirky and weird finds. I've also put links in the description box below for all of the supplies that I used on my two projects. And while you're here, we would sure love it if you would subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next DIY projects here at L&J Goods. You can find everything that we use today at lnjgoods.com and at our brick and mortar shop in Medina, New York.
Caroline, bum, bum, bum. Good times never seem so good. Come on, baby.